My name is Chuck Sargeant. I've been in Fullerton for 40 years. My current title is business owner, entrepreneur, small business. I've been operating my business for 17 years. Basically, my experience is everything pretty much what goes with city council, streets, trees, water lines, pretty much all that type of stuff. That's my background. For the past 40 years, that's what I've been doing. There's a lot of boots on the ground, a lot of working on the ground with people. And I volunteered for Department of Corrections, for the parole department. So that's about the only volunteer work I've done in the city of Fullerton is with Department of Corrections. Well, my first motivation was because of my background with sewers. And I saw that our city has a lot of deteriorated streets and a lot of water lines going bad. And when I learned about why this is happening, I felt like I needed to get involved with the city to help to figure ways to raise money to speed up our infrastructure repair. Because I've been here my whole life, owned a business in town, and grew up here, I felt the pain of us losing all this commercial strength that we had back in those days. So we need to bring back the Hunt Wessons back again. We need to get our airport back up like it was 20 years ago. That's my motivation, is to bring back these businesses. We have all these college kids that are here going to school. We need to create jobs for these kids. Since I was a child, you just get a feeling that this city is the only city you want to live in. I mean, basically, everybody here treats people with respect. Even with how much different people we have living here, you know, it was just a great place to grow up. It was a great place. So for me, I love Fullerton. And I'm gonna stay here and I will retire and die in Fullerton. This is my dream. I can go anywhere in the world I want to go with my business. But I've chosen this to be my last place. Number one is, you talk about the streets, the sewers, the sidewalks, that kind of stuff. That's a huge situation that we have on our plate today that we have to do because of how many years old the city water lines are and how old the streets are. So yes, we're going to have to do something immediately to speed up that. That's the most serious problem we have. Also, on our east side of town, we have a lot of industrial commercial vacancies. We need to start getting those people back in because those are people that manufacture things, create things, and they're not there. A lot of them are gone now. So we have to revitalize those areas, industrial areas, and bring them back again. The streets are packed with traffic, but we've lost a lot of our industrial. And we need to figure a way to bring those back. We've got to put some tax incentives out to bring these people in our city and say, hey, we'll help you. A voter should be a voter. So if you want to do the districts, that'll be up to the people. And I would leave that vote up to them. I would not vote against the people. I'd hear them and make a decision. I would be for saving Coyote Hills with reasoning to say, are we going to be able to utilize all of it? All 500 acres, 300 acres, what are we going to use? We really need to listen to the people because if city council overrides the people's vote for a park or an open land and they just say no, they don't want to do it, there must be a big reason. There would have to be a big reason for me just to disagree altogether. I will stand up for Coyote Hills to retain as much as we can that financially makes sense. I love Fox Theater, but we're not doing anything in there. Let's put a business that will generate taxes in Fox Theater, whether it's Fox Theater or another business, but something. If you want to keep it in the city, we have to be able to put it on the tax base in order to afford to keep it. We can't just have an empty building sitting there and keep telling each other, let's dump $1,000 in, let's dump $100,000 in. We need to produce something with it. You need a business in there, and you need a viable business, a business that's going to work, that people will go to. And that's my opinion of Fox Theater. Well, I don't think currently that there's many developments right now for affordable housing. So I'd say the affordable housing is something I'd consider in the future. We'd have to find, of course, the space to do it, and you got to get the budget to do it, of course. You can't just go in there and think you're going to spend millions of dollars if it's not allocated for that. But yeah, we should have affordable housing. I do say that, yes. Do I think we need to open homeless shelters? Absolutely. Do I think we need to come up with programs to get these people off the street and make them feel like they're part of society again by maybe doing something with jobs with these people? And I think a lot of them do want jobs, and I think they want a chance. We need to do more. And I'm adamant about that. We need to help homeless people, and if we don't, then I don't know who we are anymore. City Council needs to work as hard as they can work to come up with a plan. And if they don't have a plan, interact with other cities and other states and find out how they're dealing with their homeless population problem. Don't just sit here and look at Santa Ana. Don't just look at Anaheim. Let's look around the world and see how they're dealing with the homeless. Understand one thing that's the most important thing, and this coming straight from the Chief of Police. Those officers were fired. They lost their career. They're done, they're gone. The new chief has started a whole new platform with his people. It's a whole different atmosphere. It is not that atmosphere, and we have never had another thing like that happen with the new chief in place. And he's a very good man. He's a 30-year guy. He's trying to get communities together. He's working really hard to do that kind of stuff. So I'd say, yeah, they have made a lot of improvements. We have 4 full-time officers that are pretty much assigned to the bars, okay? We should have 6. You should have 10. You should have whatever we need. I think we need to come in with some kind of a communication between the bars to be able to communicate with each other. Meaning that if we have trouble with people, this one person's caused a problem in this bar and they throw him out, he goes to the next bar. We have to network, some kind of a network. Everybody needs to communicate. I have no donors. I am supporting my own campaign. I'm paying for all my stuff myself. I didn't seek out donors because I don't want to be influenced by anybody else. Because I'm going to represent them. Their voices are going to be heard through me. I will do what the people want me to do, because that's who I am, and that's what I'll do. Boots on the ground, experience outside, represent the people, no previous planning commissioner, no executive. I'm coming in fresh with business background, restaurant ownership, an employer. So I have a lot to offer because I've been on every side of the fence, so I know I'll be understanding everything that comes across my desk, and I'll consider the people first. And they come first in Fullerton, and that is my closing statement.